Welcome back, everyone, to another discussion with an American refugee, William Dalebout from Incel Riot.
Sup?
The controversial creator of such games as Portland Occupied Zone and Virtue Signal, and your Virtue Signal 2 got funded, right?
Oh, they all got funded.
They all got funded. Oh, very nice. Very well. Thanks to you, dear listener. This is like the NPR thing, right? Like, Incel Riot games can only exist due to the contributions of,
due to the contributions of
chuds like you.
Chuds like you. You're instrumental. You're instrumental in getting Civil War II funded. Thank you very much.
All the listeners are like, hey, I'm a chud like me. I could take part in the Chudiverse. Yes, you could, dear Chud. Now, one of the things that I have come to sort of realize, talking with William as I do, is that we are both old conspiracy heads, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you youngins, right? Your Zoomers and your broccoli haircuts and your for real on God skibbity toilet people, right? You might not know some of the deep conspiracy lore, right? And so I thought, we could like sort of chew the fat a bit about this, right? Because back in the 90s, back in the 90s, I was a victim of a very famous conspiracy.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, right, when the internet was sort of just becoming a thing, and the only real people who were on it were academics and sort of, intelligence agencies and sort of like weird sort of shadow corporations.
80s.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that's true. Showing my age. There was a lot of conspiracy lore going around, and with the recent release of the Epstein files, it is amazing to see how correct about that we were, right? Like, so like back in the 80s, the 90s, everyone was talking about the Trilateral Commission, everyone was talking about the Council on Foreign Relations and the Bilderberg Group as like this sort of world governmental structure that was like going to take over the world. And all the normal people, of course, were like, take over the world. What is wrong with you, right? I go to the Freemason Lodge and I'm a third degree and I haven't seen anything weird. Because back then, everyone was just suffused in the, I guess what you'd call the maturation of the post-war dream, right? Like if the post-war consensus was like some kind of grungy mushroom, right, that was seeded immediately after World War II, right? It sort of came to full flower in the 80s, I think, you know what I mean, right? Like, because during the 60s and 70s, that they're sort of like moving around behind the scenes and stuff, but they start getting serious. Very serious in the 80s. Now, I mean, you can always trace this shit like back even further, right? So like if you trace like the Trilateral Commission, which was sort of like the Anglo-Asia one, wasn't it? Like
Trilateral Commission?
Yeah.
I just remember it as being you remember it different from me. I just remember Trilateral Commission as being like a Democrat center-left kind of a think tank.
No, so the conspiracy law at the time, right, was that there was three, they didn't call them think tanks, three shadowy groups to rule them all, right?
Okay.
One group was given to the men of America, yeehaw, God bless them all, right? And this was known as the Council on Foreign Relations, right?
Okay.
Another tank was given to the Europeans, the cuckest of all of the whites. And this, I mean, of course, the Euros weren't like massive cucks back then, right? But, and this was called the Bilderberg Group. Sorry, go on, mate.
Yes. Well, I recall late 80s, early 90s that one think tank was given to the Republicans, which was the Heritage Foundation, and one was given to the latte liberals, like the white hair jumpsuited, like high neck, you know Steve Jobs tracksuit type people, which was the Tri-Liberal Commission.
Right.
I don't think I'm the only one who remembers it that way, because in Steve Jackson games, like I put up the card. They have the INWO game, right?
Right.
And well, they call it Tri-Liberal Commission, and it's straight and left.
In
its alignment.
In the version I was told by my many internet daddies, my anonymous internet daddies, that sort of gave me the education that I couldn't possibly get in the real world. The Trilateral Commission was the third ring given to the Japanese, and by extension also like the Australians. Yeah, so that was supposedly the way it worked, right? The CFR covered America, okay. Bilderberg covered Europe, and the Trilateral Commission covered Japan and Pacifica. Yeah, I mean, I'm reading all this shit on the internet. So,
okay,
right, but I mean, this was very well established law. I mean, at least where I was, right? Like, and it's interesting to discover that, because just the idea that there'd be these like secretive sort of like groups that were like a blend between government, high finance, and business, like doing like nefarious shit, right? It was just blah blah blah. And now we discover that fucking Epstein was a member of the Council on Foreign Relations for a while.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to get him into it, or either one or the other.
Yeah. Peter Mandelson was on the Trilateral Commission, and Keir Starmer was on the Trilateral Commission as well.
I don't doubt that. He looks like a Trilateral Commission guy. That hair, those glasses.
Well, you see, he's got a very peculiar sort of like habit. Does Keir Starmer, right? You're not going to believe this, right? But it turns out, I
don't really know much about him. You're gonna have to tell me.
Well, it turns out, right, that sometimes late at night, right, he is seized by the urge to do art. Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to go somewhere else.
No, not
seized with the urge to devour children. Please continue.
Not just any kind of art, right? He needs to draw or photograph the human form, very specifically the young male form.
Oh dear God.
Right? And as a result, this is why people get the misconception, right, that the photographic models, right, that he hired at strange hours to go around to his house, allegedly, these sort of young, twinkish sort of boys, right? There might have been some impropriety involved, right? But that's just ridiculous. Like, who among us has not sort of, woken in the middle of the night and been like, my soul yearns for the art of sort of, risque photography.
So I'm going to go to the public toilet and loiter in the
well, of course, had the modern internet been around, Tony Blair would have never gotten busted lurking around.
Oh, dude,
public
I
toilet.
just saw that. Was that really him?
Oh yeah, that's really him. Yeah, that's been around
under a completely different name.
No, yeah. I mean, look, like cottaging, which is like the English term for basically hanging out in random places, like trying to have anonymous sex with people.
Chutney ferret in the public toilet.
Something like that. It's also I think cottaging is the gay version and dogging is the heterosexual version. But I don't. You can't quote me on that because I'm not really experienced at these kinds of like.
Let me get this straight. He's a random homosexual guy sniffing around public toilets, gets caught, changes his name, and comes back and becomes the Prime Minister of England?
No, he didn't change his name. He just gave a sort of, not exactly a fake name, right? But so his full name, I believe, is Tony Linton Blair. And I think he gave the name Tony Linton or something like that, right? So
it sounds way gayer. I understand.
Well, I mean, it does sound pretty fucking gay, but that's how they do. I mean, you must have noticed the number of like gays in occupying like
in
high
Britain,
political positions, or just everywhere, man. Like, you know, it's also America now as well. You know,
speaking as an American, I was amazed when I grew up to find out that there were straight English people. So I know several of them. I can verify. There are at least 2 or 3, and Australians.
No, like no. There are a lot of straight English and Australians, just not in high political office.
Oh, I believe you. It's just yeah. As a child, I never would have thought.
It's the accent, you know. You just like accent. That's got to be gay. Which is, of course, is the same reason why, you know, all the Eurocucks think that Americans like walk around with 2 AR-15s and a sack full of cheeseburgers, right, 24/7. It's the accent.
There's a way to be known internationally. I think that might be preferable.
I mean, I personally quite like that aesthetic, actually. You know what I mean,
sure.
right? But like,
sure.
You know, but when you
well fed and well armed, they're
when you're
growing up
in sort of liberal Australia, right? The anti-gun sort of thing was pushed very, very, very hard. They're like, imagine wanting to defend yourself.
Imagine. From emus and whatever it was, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, look, you know, you live in, you know, in what was at the time a relatively safe, ethnically homogenous city, right? Like, so, you know, this, of course, it was before sort of, you know, the blessings of mass immigration, and, you know, like, you sort of, you know, there were bad areas, but you knew how to avoid them.
Does Australia have mass immigration?
Oh yes, absolutely. It's
from where?
From everywhere, man. It's
seriously?
Run, yeah, it's
kind of far.
It's run by the same people who run America. Like,
it's a long way for a refugee to paddle.
Yeah, well, I guess these people, they just really fucking hate whites. So, you know, they went everywhere where there's like a sort of a white country, and now like, right, you know, thanks for taking us in. Now we got to get on to, like, you know, destroying you, because I don't know, fucking, you know, Australia
crazy.
Australia actually.
Crazy. Oh, please.
Australia actually took like a whole bunch of Jewish revolutionaries. This is the thing that you actually see like all over the world, right? Like when the story is told, they basically sort of position it as though every single Jewish person who came to these countries was just some completely innocent like shopkeeper or something, right? But there were actually these like highly revolutionary groups. The one that landed in Australia was called the Bund, and they
where from?
Sorry, they were fighting the English in Palestine, I believe, sort of like originally, and they all wound up in Australia, like, you know, doing their like revolutionary shit, you know, because that's how they roll. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know where I was going with this. You know, look, we're just shooting the shit. I wanted to ask you about the GATE program, right? See, this is
okay.
Some deep lore, right? Like this
right.
is some, like, you know, 90s, sort of early 2000s, like 4chan shit, right?
Yes.
What's it stand for? Gifted and talented.
Well, I was in Oregon, so we had TAG, which is the same thing, which is talented and gifted, TAG. I guess in other parts of the country they did. It was called GATE.
So the deep conspiracy lore is that I guess they either IQ tested you, or they, you know, had like a black cube and they just passed it over the heads of all the children, and they're like, this one's going to be trouble. Divert him for extra treatment. And
yeah, not IQ though, not IQ. It was not the highest IQ kids who went into GATE. It was people with like intelligent, but not the highest scores on not the people who got the best grades, right?
It's the psychics, isn't
it? That's what they say. I don't feel psychic. I don't know. Maybe I am. I've been thinking about that last.
I mean, you've got to remember, man, right? Like this particular period of Western history, right? Like the 70s, 80s. There was a ton of that shit going around, right? Stanford Research Institute was in full flow, right? There were tons of government departments looking into, spooky crap, right? Remote viewing and those weird ESP cards, like tons, like it was, right? The Stanford Binet test, is that what it's called? They were developing all these like tests, are you a psychic? Could you unlock hidden powers and get possessed by demons, right? Like for the betterment of society,
Right. I think they're looking for, it seems like they were looking for remote viewers is what they're looking for.
Right.
I guess that's what it seems like.
I guess that would make sense, given the sort of what seemed like quite early promising results from the remote viewing programs. That I mean, we don't really talk about that shit much anymore. Like it was a huge fucking deal back in like the 70s and the 80s, right? They were like, this is going to be the next, frontier of warfare. And I guess maybe now we've just got satellites, so it's kind of just like easier to like.
Well, they still do remote viewing. Gosh, like if you in the newest Epstein files, like Epstein was big into like Project Looking Glass and also Project Monarch. Project Looking Glass would be the time travel thing. Time travel program.
Stargate was the time travel remote viewing thing. Monarch was the sex thing.
You might be right.
Do you not know your conspiracy?
I thought I did. I thought Project Monarch was the Project Stargate is the CIA remote viewing program. Project Monarch is the mind control program.
Yep. Specifically the sex slave program, apparently. Right? Like, there was a woman. There's a woman called Kathy O'Brien who allegedly like escaped from this program. Because the way supposedly it works is that after you hit a certain age, the programming won't hold, so they tend to dispose of you. But she wound up surviving and was able to sort of like unpick her mind. She wrote a book called The Transformation of America. Very, very interesting, but also schizo. But then again, if you had been through that kind of shit, you would be a bit schizo, wouldn't you? You
might. Yeah.
There's no way you could really go through that and just be like, oh yes, I'm a completely normal, well-functioning member of society. What happened in the tag pro? Did they show you the Fnords? Did they feed you the pink did they drip like the black ichor up your nose, X-Files style? Give us the download, mate.
This might be anticlimactic because I was in tag from kindergarten through 7th grade, so that's like 8 years, right? I took a ton of tests, tons and tons. And every week at 2:30, I would be pulled out of class and I would go join the tag people, I guess, but I have no idea where I went, who I saw, where the room was, and I don't know how I got back. For 8 years, every week for 8 years, I have no memory of any of it. I remember the quote unquote the hearing test. I remember the box but I don't remember. I would think it was a woman who proctored the test, and I also remember trying to cheat on the test.
When you say the box, you mean like Hellraiser style? Like
no. It's like
a bunch of kids in a circle and just be like the first smart child who opens this box gets a sweetie.
I did some digging, and I guess the GATE program was formalized in like in 1987, right? So nationwide, it was like it was standardized across the country, but before that, it wasn't. Okay, and I would have been during the part where it wasn't. Right, and before 1987.
And all of these kids seem to be 4chan schizos.
A lot of them are. A lot of them are. Andrew Torba is a gate kid.
Really?
Yeah, that's how he posted a thing to. I do not like Andrew Torba, and he has me blocked. But he, he posted a thing on X, and like all these symptoms, like, oh my god. Oh my god!
So itchy brainstem, distrusting the
yeah,
government.
like the occipital bun, which is like a little a bump that's on the back of your skull, which I have.
Yeah,
and all my sons have actually. So apparently it's hereditary.
You're breeding a strong stable of.
I'm breeding a super race over here on the other side of the world. Outside of government supervision, I might add.
Yeah, right. You also said that you were like targeted with like electromagnetic weapons or something like that.
No. I just I don't know. I went through Here's the thing. I think, and this might be partly headcanon, but I think they bring in people who have special abilities or potential for special abilities or high intelligence or whatever, and then they screen you, and if you have if you're controllable, right, if you have a propensity for psychopathy, then you get to become Charlie Kirk, then you get to become Erica Kirk, right, and you get a slot in the organization. Yeah. Are you still there?
There you go. Wait, sorry, my connection just got rebooted. See, mate, the CIA, they're watching us. Right, this is what happens. You start talking about this kind of other stuff, and the electromagnetic mind lasers. So your sort of running theory is that
but if you do not have those tendencies, then they try to squish you, basically.
Right. So they're sort of pruning the future political class to make sure that the only people left are venal and controllable.
Right. So without getting too personal, let's say that there were many obstacles. Well, I told you in the last thing that I became a gutter punk in Salt Lake City. So that's what I did. I just kind of dropped out of the system, and then I left the country. And whatever it was, I have no idea what it was that was making my head all swimmy. Maybe it was the food, maybe it was the water, maybe it was an energy weapon. I don't think it was an energy weapon. But as soon as when I got to the People's Republic of China, it turned off.
Interesting.
And so I am living a normal life here. Very happy. Been here for 26 years now.
Man, that's amazing. Like, I'm glad you got out. Now, of course, as every good MAGA Republican knows, right? China is literally a hell on earth where your every move is tracked. You have a social credit score tattoo implanted into your peanut.
Yeah. The sun does not shine here.
Yeah.
It's gray filter all day, every day.
And it is not Israel that is interfering in any way with Western politics. It is China. I mean, not to say that the Chinese wouldn't be interfering in shit, to be perfectly honest, but right, like, so I came across this thing on Twitter. Yes, I'm still calling it Twitter. You can shove it up your ass. Where these guys made like an AI version of what America would be like if it was China.
I can't wait.
And I thought, given that you were a sort of a dual citizen of these, well, you know what I mean, right? Like you've had a foot in both systems.
I'm grinding my teeth in anticipation. Let's get this over with.
I would like to. No, I'm pretty sure it was made. No, I think it was made by the Chinese. It presents the idea that America would be much better if it was being ruled by the CCP.
Oh, I'm sure they think so.
So I thought I'd get your take on this.
Okay.
Enjoy.
All right.
Are you sure? No hidden fees?
Ma'am, universal centralized procurement covers all basic surgeries now. Prices are fixed. No middlemen, no insurance actuaries. Just focus on your recovery.
My husband, he died because we couldn't pay that 6-figure bill back then. If they had come earlier, even just bringing this.
What is with that music? You can barely even hear
I don't know. It's okay. I'm reading the Chinese subtitles.
Okay. So anyone listening, there's like an old woman, and she's at the counter with like the Medicare thing, and she's like, "Oh, it won't cost me any money." And the nice white guy behind the counter is like, "No, ma'am, it's like all free." And then she's like, "Oh, if only this had been the way when my husband was sick." Oh, dude, this is grim.
Meds, how good that would have been.
I slept under this bridge for 7 years. The senators talked about respect and choice while I froze. Then they came. Gave me a bed, uniform, shovel, 8 hours a day. No work, no room, no freedom to lay flat anymore. Harsh.
Okay, that is bullshit. That is bullshit. Yeah, the CCP does not give homeless people houses. No, they absolutely do not. There's no such program.
Do they give homeless people like jobs like sweeping up and stuff?
It is not difficult to find like a manual labor job. That's true.
Right.
But yeah, if you're homeless, you're just homeless. There aren't homeless because I guess the family system is mostly intact and everybody's related to somebody. So, they don't let people like live on the streets mostly. There are homeless people, just not very many.
That sounds very regressive, having like the family system intact.
I know.
Don't they know that like, it's 2026 now, right? The way to live your life is to be a free floating individual without any kind of like family ties at all. God, these Chinese, they're so backwards, man. I can't believe it, right? Like, being an atomized individual is what made the West is what makes the West great. Okay.
And now? But honestly, a hot shower after work beats being a bum 100 times over.
Number 402, proceed to TCM.
It's the DBP now.
The pepperoni marks on his face. What the hell?
What is that? Is that like? I mean, it kind of looks like he's got hemorrhagic fever or something.
Well, they wouldn't go on your face; they go on your back and arms. But that's I don't know what they call it in English, but it's like an acupuncture thing where they'll like get these little glass jars and like light up. It basically just gives you hickeys.
Yeah,
and they think that it draws the poison out of you. It's hibbity jibbity, but yeah, that's a nice touch. It's not doesn't go on your face though.
They call it moxibustion.
Okay.
I've had it done a couple of times. I mean, I was quite. I was in acupuncture for a while. I found it like pretty good. Actually.
Acupuncture is a real thing. I believe in that. But the jars, the hickey jars, no, I don't see how that works. I don't see the methodology there.
It sucks out the juju. Okay?
It sucks out the juju and fills it. Yeah, it makes sense.
That's right.
It's science.
My husband donated a library. It counts for nothing?
Nothing, honey. Just the score.
Well,
what nonsense.
Well, my husband is like high up in the Shanghai branch of the party. So.
This all right. Somebody's doing this as a joke. This is like they can't be serious about this. China is the most, ironically, like possibly the most class society in the world, probably.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not a Marxist utopia where sort of like everyone is equal regardless of social connection, right? Like, just like Daddy Marx would have wanted, right? Like, I mean, unless you're part of the International or the International World Workers Union, in which case, of course, you get a leg up, right?
This may come as a shock to you, but most Chinese people have no idea what Marxism even is.
Actually, that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I was watching something about like Xi the other day, and someone was saying like he has like a PhD in like Marxist theory, and I was like, oh my god, fucking right, like. Yeah. I mean, that's not the kind of thing like your average like man on the I don't know, not what's the Chinese equivalent is the Clapham omnibus, the Shanghai tram or something.
Yeah, I ask people like, I know a guy in my old neighborhood. He's like this short guy, like married, like way out of his league, and his wife treats him like crap. But anyway, he's a party official that I know, and I had him over, and I asked him what Marxism was, and he like thought about it for a minute. I've never asked this before. He's like, it's enthusiasm. Marxism means enthusiasm. Like Marx, when he did things, he did it very enthusiastically, and that's what Marxism means. Like, okay,
dude.
12 years of school to learn that. Like enthusiastic Marxism.
That is fucking insane. Because again, to hear like the MAGA types tell it, right? They would literally like tell you that every single Chinese person, like, you know, has a copy of Mao's Red Book, because I guess they all.
You should read Mao's Red Book, man. That's so nationalist. It's all about how awesome the Chinese are. That's most of the book.
Sounds a bit racist to me, mate.
It's quite racist. Yes.
Oh, maybe we need a little white book or something. Right? You know, just a bunch of stuff of like, you know, like how awesome white people are, and you know how incredibly Chadley, and yeah, I mean, like I think it's a truism actually, that like when a political system is working well, most people actually don't really have to know anything about it, right? Like when your electricity system is like working, right? Like, or when Windows used to work. No, I'm joking. Never used to work, right? But like, you know, if it works, you don't need to know all the ins and outs, right? All you need to know is you flick switch, like, come on, right? It's only when things start to degrade and break down that like everyone has to know fucking, you know, this or that, you know. All right.
Right.
Get back into it.
All right. Let's get back into this. Finally. Cigarettes. There you go. That's accurate.
Hustle up! These parts hit the trunk line by 1400.
Boss, I heard this whole street used to be zombies. Did nobody care?
Care? They called it respecting personal choice. Then they came, threw us in rehab, shoved a wrench in our hands. They just asked, hungry? Want to live like a human? Hard work. But look at my hand, kid, and stop shaking.
I don't know what that means. What's with the zombies?
He's talking about fentanyl, obviously, right? It's like,
okay.
You know, this place used to be filled with zombies.
Fentanyl zombies. Right.
Because nobody cared, and they scraped me up off the street, and they shoved a wrench in my hand and gave me a cheeseburger.
I guess that could happen theoretically.
Okay. And now, because you know that's really the secret to treating long-term opioid addiction is giving somebody a spanner and a hamburger. You know, so yeah, I mean, okay, right. So you know, you get self-respect through. I mean, I guess you can, as someone who sort of, you know, it's very like, you know, those who do not work will not eat. But that's fucking Lenin, right? Like not Mao. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's God. Where do you start? Do you want to talk about? Do you want to finish this? Then we'll talk about the reality.
Yes.
I don't give a damn about parties anymore. Will central heating cover those houses on the corner this winter?
I agree. Instead of debating pronouns, let's talk about expanding library Chinese courses.
Consensus reached. We start tomorrow. We don't do debates. We only do schedules.
Life without fighting is boring, but damn, this radiator is hotter than ever.
Don't check your sick. Nobody's gonna drive by tonight.
You can't sleep. 20 years ago, he slept in the bathtub to dodge stray bullets.
No fingerprint locks now. I asked the soldier where the guns went. He pointed at the tracks. I ain't feeling, man. No freedom to shoot back. But for the first time, I feel safe.
Okay.
Yes. China could heal all of the ills of America. I mean,
all you have to do is just take away the guns and put people on the track.
Yeah, that's right. Don't address any of the sort of like, you know,
run, black man, run.
Ethnic warfare or the like, you know, very very clear ideological differences. Look, it'll be fine. Look, man, I found this random video on Twitter, right, that assured me with AI clips that America would be much better if it's run by the CCP. I mean, so like, I mean, you know, I can't question some like it's made with AI, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Professor, they fought over oil for decades. Why was the transition so fast this time?
Because there are no lobbyists now. They drew a red line. It's a kill zone for careers. They don't listen to debates. They check KPIs. Miss the target, the governor is fired. That was the price. But look up. Sky is blue.
Yes.
I mean, because China totally runs off renewable energy, right?
Totally. Yeah. No coal plants. No.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I read something about that. They did like what Germany did, right? They like ditched coal. They blew up all their nuclear reactors. Like,
is that what Germany did? They ditched coal and blew up all their.
Yeah. I'm not even joking, right?
Okay.
Like,
I thought they blew up all their nuclear reactors and
they
were running exclusively on coal.
They did it here as well. They like literally demolished like a bunch of like coal plants and stuff, right? And they did these like PR things with like this fucking like gormless fuckhead who was our net zero minister, smiling like an idiot, being like, we're saving the planet. Like,
we mostly run off coal. I think it's mostly coal here.
Oh god, I hate this shit so much. Right? It's like it literally just makes me fucking think of Lysenko. Right? Like, you just imagine like if Lysenko was around in like modern day, he'd be like standing in the middle of winter in front of some fucking like poor, like, you know, field while like, you know, coolies like, you know, push like seeds in. It's like wet and it's raining, and he's like, soon, you know, like soon tovarish, the strong socialist genetic of these pea plants will ensure bumper crop, you know. Yeah, fucking.
Used to scream, I'm black for pity quotas. Now, director only looks at my part pass rate.
Exactly. Mediator said we're proletariat. No skin color fights. Bonuses for the team.
Oh, what? Elective honor. Sounds corny as hell. But I don't worry about cops stopping me for skin. Only if I don't have
this. The CCP has cured racism, mate. All right, they've cured it, right? Like, we're all
racism in China.
Right? This is so weird.
Used to check my vest and Glock mags first thing. We were occupiers. Community was guerrillas. Every stop felt like a potential funeral.
Now we don't even carry guns. Still not used to neighborhood cop life? Finding cats, delivering rice?
Yeah. That part's used to chase arrest rates. Now it's resident satisfaction. Less action, but not worrying about getting shot every second.
Thank you for finding my son. Didn't ask about my race or check my credit score.
It's our duty, ma'am. Serve the people.
You know?
To protect and to serve. They look similar, but the core changed.
Oh, well, man, I'm sorry.
All the Chinese writing on that was like mangled. I couldn't read any of it.
It doesn't
except for the sign on the outside of the building. I have a sign like that right outside of here. It's very funny.
It's clearly not meant for the Chinese. I don't think it's clearly made for.
I think they'd laugh their ass off.
Yeah. Wait. What is this? A Chinese netizen used AI to create a post-capitalism America video.
Yeah, which a Chinese person did not make that.
In which Americans learned from Chinese governance practices, with the government serving its people, resolving social issues such as homelessness, poverty, and high-cost medical care, and improving infrastructure for citizens. Chinese Republic are now regard the United States with greater objectivity.
That's a Japanese accent.
Yeah, thanks. I know it's crap. After the influx of American Zhao. Wait, I'm gonna need you to fucking like pronounce this, right? Like fucking, because I'm gonna like mangle this. American Zhao Hongshu refugees.
Xiao Hongshu.
Xiao Hongshu. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Xiao Hongshu is Little Red Book.
Oh, right. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's also the name of the actual book, and it's also the name of the social media. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. 上上是 refugees. And the trending of the American kill line topic on social media. Using AI, the Chinese netizens have spread their wish to American working class who are yearning for a decent life and reasonable pay that is worthy of their hard work.
Should I explain the kill line?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's from a viral recent like a social media post where like this blogger went around and looked at it's like homeless encampment. He used the kill line. It's from like if you're playing like a fighting game, like a Street Fighter game or whatever. It's the kill line is where you're down to like the last sliver of health.
Yeah,
right. And one more hit will kill you.
No, I think it's actually when you can trigger an execute move on a boss. If I recall, yeah. So you get it. So you know, like how on some bosses you'll get it down to like 15-10%, and then you can like trigger like a quick time event or like some kind of special attack, and then it'll roll into the animation where you like climb up on the boss's head and like stab it in the skull and be like, Rrr! Not sort of just when it's down to like the last.
Okay, last 10%.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
sounds good to me.
And so the point that they were trying to make was that many Americans exist in a state of poverty so sort of severe that
one more hit will kill them.
Yeah, one more hit will kill them, basically, right? And that like once you're like underwater, there's no going back. I mean, what's your take on that sort of?
The whole video, it's
no the idea of the kill line.
Oh well, they're first of all, I tried to tell people that like 15 years ago that the Chinese dropped out again.
Yeah,
there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So what was your take on the kill line?
I mean, I think we all agree that. The United States economy is in a really bad shape, and those conditions don't exist in China, but I don't think they have very much to do with the Chinese government.
I was informed also by many internet videos that absolutely are not in any way affiliated with the CIA that China's economy is on the brink of destruction. In fact, now that I think back about it, China's economy has been on the brink of literal destruction for quite a few years.
Yeah, they might be right this time.
Shit.
You want to get into it? You want to get into it? There's a lot of backstory before we can get into the economy.
You said that a lot of people had like left the cities and they'd gone back to.
Apparently, yeah, it seems that way. People are they're demigrating back to the countryside. I live in a part of China which is like. It's mostly old people. Right. So if you're in China, if you're intelligent, tall, attractive, light-skinned, or talented in any way, you move to the city and you make your fortune where the incomes are like literally 10 times what they are in the countryside.
Right.
Right. So, everybody left behind is, short, ugly, dumb, unskilled. And these are my neighbors. These are my friends. It's a life. Yeah.
Right. So it's like beautiful people syndrome, right? Like
no, it's like Invader Zim. It's like the tallest, literally like the tallest people in China. For real. Like if you're tall, you're in, boy. We'll get into Xi Jinping later, but he's not super smart, like according to his CIA profile, but he is very tall.
Really? No shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so Invader Zim.
Yeah.
Reference. Fuck, I missed Invader Zim. So I mean, well, tell us more.
Okay.
Like what's it like living, suckling at the breast of communism? Right. Obviously, doing information ops for the CCP. Because that's the way it works now, right? Like if you disagree with sort of worldly commentators, such as the great James Lindsay, you're clearly being paid. What do they pay you in? Rice coin. They got like a special like rice coin crypto they use to like pay you for your betrayal.
No, they completely ignore me. Except for this one time. I guess there was like a G13 conference going to go down. I was in a different place and a different chief of police, but he sent the I guess he was under orders to like to round up all the foreigners in your area. And so like the cops came, they busted down our doors, like shining cameras into our room, like get in the van, dragged us downtown. And they're like, okay. And then the police chief's like this big fat dude, big fat police chief dude.
So do you need to take care of whatever that is going on in the background?
No, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have to open the door. Yeah, and we, because we're like normal people, we started chatting with the cops, and the police chief left the room, and then he comes back like 20 minutes later, like, why is he unsupervised? Why aren't you watching him? Like, these people are like terrorists. You don't know what they might do. And so like, okay, well, okay, I've been in this country long enough to know, like, you need to make friends with this guy. Saying like, these are my rights. How dare you? And like, start waving the law at him is not gonna do a lot of good. So I went outside and like shared and offered him a cigarette, right? And we got to talking, and you ever been talking to somebody and like he realizes like he's been like a real asshole, and like his expression completely changes.
Yeah.
So, he did that.
so he clearly been like surfing the web and saw some ad about hot foreigners in your area.
Yeah,
and
he's been reading a lot of the Drudge Report or whatever,
and just went totally insane. He's like, where are these hot foreigners in my area? I must like round them up. So I mean that seems kind of interesting. I mean the way it seems to work in the UK is basically the way it seemed to used to work in China. It's all about like ideological shit testing now. I don't even know like whether you could because the divide in the West is now so fucking insane that if you wind up sort of speaking to someone, you're on one side of the divide and they're on the other side of the divide, like you're just basically like screwed. And so it's if you're not a lefty, I guess you're automatically.
That's as good as a segue as any. Should I try to explain Chinese politics as best I can?
Yes, please do.
Okay. So I just want to preface this by saying that I'm not a tanky. I'm not pro CCP in any way. Like all those guys on Twitter, I mostly have them blocked because they annoy me. Arnaud Bertrand, I block him and unblock him all the time because boy, he's a tanky, but sometimes he's also right.
Exactly what a Wu Mao would say, right? But okay, right. I see you playing the sneaky game. You're like, hello, fellow Westerners.
Yeah, that's exactly what a spy would say.
That's right.
Obviously,
exactly.
Not a spy.
Exactly. I'm on to you. Right. So yes, please go on.
Okay. So there's one party, right? But within this party, there are many, many factions. And there are three factions that matter at the moment. But let's go back. So like after Mao dies, like Deng Xiaoping takes over, and he starts leading the party when he's like in his 70s. I quizzed Grok about this a little bit. He denies it, but my impression is that Jiang Zemin, who was the party chief in Shanghai in the 80s, was kind of running the country at that point.
Right?
Yeah. If you know who he is, he's the guy with like the giant glasses. He's fluent in English. He's super smart, right? And he is a huge criminal.
Yeah.
Okay. China's got like a corrupt deep state, like the same as the United States and Europe do. And Jiang Zemin and his faction, which is the Shanghai faction or the Jiangpai, right, is what they call it. They kind of ran the country from that point up until 2012, right? If you recall at that time, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, like China and America were really good friends.
Yeah,
they're coming over to visit all the time. Yeah.
Yep.
So then,
do
go ahead.
Do you think Jiang Zemin, I'm going to mangle this name,
Jiang Zemin, yeah,
Zemin, was part of the sort of like global, sort of like networking sort of situation?
Oh, absolutely. Right. Jiang's son, whose name I forgot, had Neil Bush as a consultant as to one of his telecom. I think it was a telecom company, kind of like a Hunter Biden type of situation where he was like on the payroll for not doing anything. Yeah.
Right. So Jiang is he's going that direction, right? Going to integrate China into the global system. Everything's going like swimmingly, and then what happens? What happens after that?
Well, okay. So China had term limits. You can serve 2 5-year terms, and then it's up. So after Jiang's second term, he kind of sponsors Hu Jintao. Hu Jintao is from a different faction called the Tuanpai, the Communist Youth League faction, which is a very small faction, but it's well liked. And before we go any further, I guess I should preface or mention that it's really hard to get information on China that's accurate, right?
Yeah.
All global media comes from dissident media, right? And yeah, the dissident media is extremely unreliable and probably influenced by Western intelligence.
Right. Yeah, that would make sense.
Right.
That would make sense.
So you'll have two signs of every. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, I did get a pretty good grounding on this stuff from. I don't know if you've ever watched China Uncensored with Chris Chappell.
Yeah.
He did some like pretty cool history stuff called General Hostility that sort of like broke down the general sort of history of the factions and stuff like that. You know, probably like overwrought, but yeah.
Between you and me, I think China Uncensored is trash. But anyway, yeah. So you get like the dissident media, which is all bad news, and you'll get the official version, which is nothing. Right. The Chinese government says nothing about anything. Like their position on everything is fine. Shut up. You know, they don't even want you out supporting them. That's how you're like.
Okay, so
none of your business.
So as opposed to the sort of American model, right, that sort of aims for maximum mobilization on every fucking retarded thing, right? The Chinese have. The CCP has decided to sort of like demobilize the population in that sense.
It's not really a communist thing. It's kind of it's a Chinese thing, like going back like forever. Like their version of their ideal world is Hexie, which is harmony, which is a state of being in which nothing happens, like literally nothing. Like there's nothing happening. Everybody goes to work. Everybody comes home. Like the music on the radio doesn't change. Fashion doesn't change. You know. And politicians, you know, politics is the realm of politicians, and they do not want the public involved in any way.
Honestly,
even to support them.
Honestly, right? Like, you know, I know, you know, as a Westerner, I'm supposed to hate this idea, but honestly, right, the more I have become a specialist in politics, like the more I've actually started to see the utility of this idea because like you wouldn't just drag some rando off the street and be like, hey, I need you to like drive this fucking jet fighter. Okay, right? It's like, you know, like just right, like anyone can do it, right? Like, you know, just sit in the thing, right? But for some weird reason, well, I mean, you know, democracy. In the West, there is this very stupid idea that literally anyone can do politics, can understand politics. And it's not seen as like a professional vocation, right? Like even the political class, right? Like you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, I could do that. You know, what does the prime minister do? You know, fucking sit on his ass and you know, like tell. But politics is an art, like, you know, in the sense of a
it is
a specialty, and getting like the normies involved is is actually very, very. Fuck's sake.
And he's out. And he's back.
What is going on with it? How much of that did we lose?
You only gone for a second.
Right. It's just a flash crash. So the crypto market is bleeding over into right.
How is my internet more stable than yours?
Oh, dude, it's London. So right, like
you're in London. Oh,
rapidly declining at a.
To live in a competence crisis.
Oh, mate, I hate it. I'm just counting the days until I can fuck off out of here. That's why I'm doing so much work.
Right.
Because
anyway,
go on.
Sorry.
Go on.
Yeah. The reason I brought that up is because if you read like dissident media, like if they're talking about China as a whole, like it's all bad, it's all awful, all bad, everything's going to hell. But if you get into like internal politics, it's obvious that there's some factions that they like better. Right. And the Communist Youth League is probably, if you're Falun Gong, you like the Communist Youth League the best.
Right.
They're the ones who go toe to toe, like the organ harvesting, the persecution of the Falun Gong by Jiang is real. The organ harvesting is rumored. A lot of people in China believe in the organ harvesting, and Hu Jintao and Li Keqiang of the Communist Youth League allegedly, this might be apocryphal, like confronted them and like pushed back against the trafficking. So Hu Jintao of the Communist Youth League, he becomes premier after Jiang, but they're like, it's a really small clique and they're powerless. And like Jiang is running his crime network like right under the nose the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can go into that if you want because it's Epstein level stuff, right?
Right,
like where you give your daughter to like you let the official screw your daughter like in front of you to get up to the next level of and wives.
Right. So he would have fit in really well with sort of the global vampire lizard people class.
Would have and did.
Right.
Yeah. Pedophilia, like there was a scandal in Shanghai, right? When he was so he's like Jiang Zemin is from Shanghai. That's his power base. That's going to come up a lot. But right under his nose, there was a scandal at like an orphanage where like thousands of people children were like, raped and then murdered.
Fuck.
And like people who pointed it out and like you have them committed to insane asylums and like, you people are crazy, blah, blah, blah. And not very many arrests, but.
So how did Jiang meet his downfall? Because he's out now, isn't he?
Yes. There are rumors. I'll tell you what actually did happen. I guess we can discuss the rumors after.
Yeah.
So after Hu Jintao serves his second term, Jiang creates basically Xi Jinping, who's this good-looking dummy, basically. Like he's not stupid, but he's not super smart. Jiang Zemin is super smart. They call him like the silent toad, right? The silent toad catches the fly. Yeah, he looks like a
silent toad. What's that in Chinese?
沉默的, I forgot. 沉默的青蛙? It's 沉默的 something.
I just like hearing you like speak Chinese. You know what I mean? it just sounds to my Western ears. It just sounds so exotic. You know what I mean, right? Okay, so she was Jiang's protege.
Yeah,
drawn from the Shanghai clique, presumably, right?
Yes. He's not from there. He's from he was serving in Fujian, and he had this reputation of being really tall, handsome, really pretty wife, not super smart, and also squeaky clean, like incorruptible. So he's like the perfect like facade to like run your grift under.
Right.
And so Jiang makes him premier in 2012, and he's given like license to do some like cleaning up of corruption, like around the edges. We can get into the corruption too, because that's like talk about why the economy is collapsing.
Right.
But and he's a little cleaning up around the edges, and then like 2014, he starts going after the Jiang clique in a big way. Right.
So he didn't get the message that you're not supposed to go after that corruption.
There are rumors that he is helped from outside.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
The Russians, maybe?
I think the Russians. Yep.
That would make that. I mean, that would sort of tie in, actually, right? Because 2014 is when Project Ukraine kicked off.
Yes.
And I think the point at which sort of Putin began to like realize like you can't make peace with these people. Like it's just impossible. Because remember, after the fall of the Berlin Wall, like for a while, Russia was really sort of trying to make peace with the West, and they're like, you know,
well, they were under complete control of the West.
Well, yeah, but then as Putin sort of like rose to ascendancy, there was a brief period where it seemed like they were escaping the control of the West, but they still wanted to be friends. You know what I mean, right? Like Putin talked a lot about a unified security architecture and all this kind of like other stuff before it all started to go sideways.
Right. Well, the version of the events that I heard was that Yeltsin picked Putin to be his successor because Putin was the only incorruptible person that he knew. Like he picked him because he was incorruptible, exactly the same as she, right?
I was just about to say, yeah.
And Putin like pretends to play nice. He wears the hat. He kisses the wall. There's people are like fond of pointing out. And over time, he starts tearing the Western apparatus apart.
See, I mean, I know, like, all the anti-Russia shills would be like, oh my God, you're so deluded. But I actually do think that Putin is a serious Orthodox Christian.
I do too.
Because when I've seen him in public like a bunch of times, right? Like, and the way he acts is very, I mean, this is probably all fake. This is a man with cold, dead fish eyes who doesn't believe a thing. I don't think it's true, right? And so this would be quite interesting because like then around that time you've got sort of Putin rising to ascendancy. You've got Xi rising as well. You've got the simultaneous realization.
You want to go completely crazy? It's a similar pattern to Trump also.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really, except, I mean, like, is Trump incorruptible? I mean,
well, he was brought up within the Republican Party and then turned against it, right?
That's a good point. He was brought up within the system, right? I mean, that's why he never drinks. That's why like he never got caught like, screwing some like debutante or.
Well, he was supported by the Republican Party, which he is now in the process of like. As soon as he became president, he destroyed it, right? The old Republican Party.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about this on one of the shows I did recently. Oh yeah, it was the Epstein thing on Artie and Fist, and I was theorizing that one of the things that really sort of like sparked this sort of anti-lizard people purge that we are like now seeing, it's sort of like basically flowering into fruition with like the Epstein things, was. They took it way too far. And I think one of the things that went too far is when they started mucking around with bioweapons, because there is tons of stuff, particularly like, what they found in Ukraine, all this kind of other stuff that tends to suggest that this sort of rogue globalist, this rogue globalist, started legit messing around with bioweapons. And like, that is, I mean, right. I mean, you could, I suppose, you could turn a blind eye to like, a bit of human trafficking and a bit of organ harvesting. Although, obviously anyone of a right mind would recoil in horror at that. But like, when you start like messing with bioweapons, right? Like that is like a whole.
Yeah. You have to start a war and like cross the border and take those weapons out.
Yeah. You gotta, I mean, it's not just in China. They found another fucking, biolab in Vegas. Did you hear about that?
I heard about that well, yeah. And I just want to say that when you hear like it's a Chinese, whatever, it's a Chinese lab or whatever, or you found a Chinese national doing something, it may not be completely from the top. It may not be coming from the top, right?
It was being run by a guy called Solomon, presumably the Massachusetts Solomons, right? Like,
okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think really these people have any sort of real nationality, like per se. Like, you know, they seem
just money.
Or just raw. I think this is why they're like attracted so much to like Satanism and its sort of associated ideologies, because they're just all about just earthly power. You know, they're just like more power, more
the
sex,
left-hand path to power. The left-hand path.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So okay, so sorry, you were talking about the rise of She.
Right. I guess we can do like stories, but according to have you heard of Miles Guo Wengui? You heard of him?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you know?
Oh, so he was releasing a bunch of stuff. Oh my God, this is taking it back. This was like around COVID, right?
2020. Yeah.
2020. He was releasing like a bunch of stuff. Wasn't it like about like America and stuff? Like, fill me in.
He was doing a bunch of Q stuff in 2020.
That's right.
Yeah. So Miles Guo comes to the United States, saying that he's a dissident. Right. He's this billionaire who is running from the CCP, and he wants to use like American power to fight to reconquer China, whatever, with Steve Bannon, create the Chinese Federal Republic. Okay. But all right, according to, you remember this? You remember the really mousy looking Chinese woman that Tucker Carlson had on his show twice, that said that laid the blame for COVID at the feet of Xi Jinping and the CCP. Remember her?
Yes.
Yi something Lee. I can't remember her name. Anyway, she and Miles Guo are on Twitter, and they start going at it, and she outs him as PLA and takes pictures of his uniform.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And she posts the picture, and like X or Twitter at the time, like censors the picture.
Right.
You cannot see it's uncensored now. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And also videos of Miles Guo, like voicing his undying support for Xi, right? For Xi Jinping, like a lifelong member of the China Communist Party. So he's allowed to be in the United States and basically does anti-Chinese dissident activity inside the United States.
No shit.
Yeah. So like there's Pastor Bob Fu of Texas. I think this is the case that got him finally arrested.
So is the assertion that the PLA was running ostensibly anti-CCP groups in the US for like ... political warfare reasons, or was
looks like they created this guy, pretended he was a billionaire. He's pretending to be anti-CCP. He's actually very pro-CCP. He comes to the United States and he starts harassing, going after anti-CCP dissidents in the United States.
And what was his rationale for going after the anti-CCP dissidents? Like what? Like you're not.
He's loyal to the CCP. He's loyal to the CCP. Like American conservatives, if you say I don't like China, I want to take down the CCP, they'll fall for that every single time.
Yeah. No. I'm just like, what was the line of attack that he was using against the?
That's the thing. It was just weird, like harassment, like calling and hanging up, and like nothing really serious. Like just like verbally harassing people, and then he does like this huge this grift where he likes he defrauds people. His supporters have a whole bunch of money, which is why he's in prison. He was just sentenced like last week or the week before.
No shit.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. All his network is all like girls. Like young girls, like in their late teens and early 20s. If you go on Twitter and you start talking about Miles Guo, like saying bad things, you'll just get swarmed with like all these girls.
Weird.
Yeah.
So to go back to the rise of,
I was making a point. He said,
or, I mean, is she the correct pronoun to use?
She, yes, it's she. It's not she.
Yeah. I don't know. My pronunciation is like.
No. I mean, like other like the Napolitano and like all those guys. They all say "g" because it's an X. You have to say it weird because it's an X.
G.
Anyway, he says that Xi Jinping has already survived 6 assassination attempts. That's his location is usually secret. And this last one where I wrote it down, I can't remember names. The head military guy that he just took down.
Oh yeah, I've only been peripherally following that story. I don't even know his name.
I don't remember, and I have my VPN turned off, so I can't get up. Zhang something. Anyway, when he took him down, he's like the top military guy. For context, like the Jiang faction controlled the police and the military, so he just took like a really really high up like Jiang guy out of a. That's not true. The head general was supposed to be Xi's really good friend, and part of his clique, but was probably actually loyal to the Jiang faction, and so he just takes him out. But when he did that, the news said that he was in poor health and he was in the hospital. Right, so this guy's guard was down.
No shit.
Yeah.
So what did she actually do when he rose to power? I know he's got his like own branch of thought, like Xi Jinping thought. Do you know anything about that? Is it like
I don't know that he has a branch of thought. I think his whole thing is just anti-corruption. That's pretty much all he does.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean,
he just to date he has purged like. The Grok said, so take with a grain of Grok, 200,000 people have been purged so far.
Whoa!
And that at the moment there is no other faction, competing faction in the government. He even the last party Congress, he even there was like a moment where he like publicly disses Hu Jintao, and then Hu Jintao is like escorted out of the meeting. Like everybo's like,
oh yeah, I saw that.
Plates. Yeah. And then not long after that, the other guy in the Communist Youth League faction, Li Keqiang, dies, and there's some speculation around that, right? Partly because Li Keqiang is super popular, especially among the dissidents. They love that guy, and he was only 63. Right? And people in the CCP don't drop dead at 63; they live to be 90.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So where do you think this is all going to go? I mean, obviously.
Well, the real estate grift. This is the important part. We're going to talk about the economy. She did the three red lines law just before or during COVID, which basically ended like the real estate grift in China, and really kind of pulled the rug out from under the economy.
Right.
And we're still kind of floundering.
But I mean, there was like a ton of like fraud and corruption in the real estate industry.
Yeah. If you like, I can explain how the grift works.
Oh yeah, please.
Where they do in cooperation with local governments, real estate companies, and local governments. They go and they confiscate like large areas of territory, force you out under the CCP rules. Like they own all the land, they can throw anybody off that they want.
Right.
And they would give you a pittance for like your land, like a little bit of money, or they would guarantee you a housing unit in the high rise they're going to build. Okay?
Right.
Then they flip the land to a developer for super cheap, right? This is a Jiang faction, like Shanghai clique aligned, like real estate companies, and they would make a killing, selling, and people would have. It was like a real estate crisis before 2008, where people have like 4, 5, 6 houses. Right, they levered one to buy another.
Yeah. Because the value kept going up, and didn't they like to do this thing where it was sort of like a kind of forward-looking financial instrument, like you'd sort of pay for it before it was built, kind of like thing.
Yes. You pay for it before it's built, and the real estate companies themselves. This was one of the lines that they were leveraged like 3 projects in advance.
Right.
Like the money they were getting they're taking in now was to build like where's my brain?
Yeah, like 3
would be to pay for like the thing they were building that they sold like years ago.
Yeah, this is what took down Evergrande, right? Like
right, yeah. That's what took down Evergrande.
That whole thing off. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they changed the debt laws in China so that glorious communist utopia, where debts follow your family to 3 generations.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so there are people who are liable for debts for a house. They're paying a mortgage on a house that will never be built. Like ground hasn't even broken yet, and they can't get out of the debt. So they're like divorcing their wives to protect their children from this debt that would follow them. Yeah, it's grim. And then COVID came along and like wiped out like 33 million businesses or something like that.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
So interesting, because obviously on the internet, like what I see is stuff like China's cities are emptied. There's there's always like just a relentless stuff. China's economy is on the verge of collapse. Like no, because they don't have capitalism. Despite the fact that in
they do. That is capitalism.
That's the point. Like China's like actually more capitalist than a lot of the West at this point.
Anarcho-capitalist is a good explanation, actually.
And if you look at the fucking EU, right, like where you literally nobody be starting a business in the EU, right? Like you need licenses for your license,
Your license for your license, yeah.
Yeah.
License for your license, mate.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
Do you have any predictions? Like where do you think it's all headed?
I don't know. Like I keep hearing that they're injecting a bunch of stuff into the economy. Is kind of like limping along. Like it's not going down, but it's also not going up.
Right.
Commodity prices have gone way down, like way down.
Yeah.
Which might partly be deflation, and also might be like the government's like, okay, people don't have enough to eat now. We got to lower the price on everything, which is, I guess, something you can do if you're communist.
Yeah, I mean, they might have also just been pursuing deflationary economic policy, which of course is something you just like is totally haram to the West. So right? The number must go up, right? Like perpetually, right? Like if it keeps going this way, then I mean, they never really sort of put it this way, right? But if they continue doing what they're doing, one day a Big Mac will cost $1 million, right? It's not like it's ever going to get cheaper. It's impossible, right? Because inflation just on top of inflation on top of inflation. Because yeah.
So the beer I like used to be 20 renminbi, and now it's 6.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, 6.4, but still. So I'm drinking way too much of it.
Man, in London, it's just the opposite. Like everything is just expensive, and it just keeps getting more expensive because they just keep fucking raising taxes on like everything. Like it's just like I think now if you buy like a bottle of beer, like 60 or 70% of the price is just tax now. Like it's just fucking insane. Like that's why everyone's leaving.
Yeah. I don't know where growth is going to come from, man. Because like
you
still like she is like said that he's going to have all these. The only way out is like to build all these buildings, right? That have been that people have paid for. Either you dissolve their debt, which would kill the banks, or you got to build these things, right?
Sounds like a good time for a war. Actually, what I mean? Like, no, I'm serious, right? Like,
I don't know how that makes it better.
No, you get a bunch of like factories going, like no. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we're at like an hour and
minute 18.
Hour.
An hour 18.
Any final thoughts on?
Final thought. Taiwan has never been safer. So if you're worried about that, she just gutted the entire military hierarchy. So like their military isn't going to do anything anytime soon.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's nice to know.
Yeah.
Maybe
homosexuality in Taiwan is completely safe.
Thank
the gender reassignment surgery will continue.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Like, where would we be without
the Chinese homosexuals rejoice? They never had a better ally than Xi Jinping.
Oh my God. All right. Well, where can people find your stuff? Like, is it Kickstarter like over now? Like, can you still?
Oh yeah, it's long over. The Kickstarter got canceled, man. All their stuff is
right. Like, can you still buy Virtue Signal Part 2, Signal Boogaloo? Like,
you can get POZ and soon Civil War 2 at Antelope Hill,
right? Okay.
Or at our website incelriot.com.
Incelriot.com. Right. I'll leave linkies in the description. Thank you for coming along again, William. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. Right, because although you are on the opposite side of the world, we are linked in many ways by sort of shared culture, or as we would say,
it's the gate. I think we have like a psychic linkage, maybe.
Yeah. Well, as we would say in the modern West, white supremacy, obviously.
Yes, white supremacy linkage.
Yeah, and indeed, right. Like the fact that you married a Chinese woman probably means that your white supremacy
How dare you out me?
Is even harder, right? Like because you're trying to hide it and you just can't acknowledge to yourself, right?
Yeah, I am a hidden man. Like they're never gonna find me. I could tell you exactly where I am, and you'd never find me.
Man, that must be nice. All right, thanks very much, man. We should do this again sometime.
All right, I'll see you online, mate.
Take care, mate.
Cheers.